In October 2020, one student of the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School tested positive for the coronavirus, sending shockwaves throughout the island. Health and education officials went into overdrive to contain any possible spread of the virus. Now, January 11th, 2021, Newsforce reached out to Principal of CCSS Marva Daniel, who gives us her outlook for the academic term. Daniel touts the blended approach to instruction that she says some parents have already taken into consideration.
We are taking full advantage of the opportunity to be at the school, to not just continue instruction, but to instill in our students the need for them to embrace the period that we are in. It's a very different period and by no means brought on to us by our own selves. And so we have to continue working with what is, keeping safe as much as possible.
Daniel notes the looming concerns and anxieties of parents, teachers, and key stakeholders within the education sector. However, she says the institution stands ready to work alongside parents who remain hesitant to send their children back to the physical plant.
We know that persons' concerns are very real. And we have some parents who have asked to do the total online. We are working with parents who have made that decision. It's going to be hard because they themselves have to work with us by coming in to collect whatever it is the children miss. But as much as possible, we're trying to marry all efforts to ensure that nobody is in the least disadvantaged by this unforeseen period of time in our lives.
Newsforce also touched base with principal of the St. Aloysius RC Boys Infant School, Winnikinage King, who expresses her excitement with the boys returning to physical classrooms. All systems are go for the island's education sector as physical plants are filled with the nation's students for the 2021 academic term. King says for the RC Boys Infant School, day one was a smooth transition for students, parents, and teachers.
Yes, there are some of them who have expressed concerns, but like we told parents since last week, we have done everything to make sure that we have followed the protocol set out by the ministry to ensure that we have a safe environment for the children and for the teachers.
What of the eventuality of a break in continuity of physical classes? Is the school system ready?
We did it wonderfully the last 2 times it happened. If, and I pray to God that it doesn't get back to that because we really love having our boys there. But if it comes to that, if the ministry states that this is what we have to do, we are prepared. We are prepared to do all that we have to ensure that we reach as many. I'm not going to say we can reach all our students because there are a few that we did not reach. But we'll do everything we can to make sure we reach all our students.
Moreover, the acting principal of the St. Aloysius RC Boys Primary School, Sister Elizabeth Japanel, points to the shared responsibility of community to ensure there are no disruptions in the opening of school in 2021.
We are quite happy to be back this morning. There is a little bit of anxiety on the part of parents and staff as well, and rightfully so, because we know of the increase in the number of cases. But I think we have to try to manage as best as we can. And we have to do all that, we can do, all that is within our power as a school to do. But I have to say that it has to take a community effort here, because we will follow the protocols as best as we can at the school. We ensure that the students, they wash their hands, they wear the mask, they respect the social distancing in and outside of the classroom. So that's going to help us here. But we have to ensure as well when they go home, when they are on the buses, when they are at their homes, in the communities as well. So I think it takes the entire community has to come together to ensure that we have a safe return and that we have a long one as well.
The much talked about return to physical plants went off without a hitch from all indications. However, education officials are treading lightly as they welcome students back to school. Principals, though cautious, remain positive for a fruitful academic term. From inside the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.